Hello, this is Alex,
Ryan.
and we are here to talk about our latest thing we've been listening to, Anika's self-titled album from last year. Anika is a political journalist who got to... What?
German.
Yes, who got together with Jeff Barrow of Portishead to record a 9-song, rather brief album of mostly covers with his band Beak. And I think this record, I don't know how compelling it is to me, but I do know it's really, really interesting.
Yeah, like I felt like the entire album strived to be dissonant and not exactly pleasant to listen to, but that draws you in.
Yeah, the thing is about it is that most of the songs are covers of tunes from the 60s and such, and the original tunes also strive to replicate that, and they really do nail that 60s type vibe, not just in the structure but also a little bit in the instrumentation, but mostly what the instrumentation is just this kind of dank atmospheric kind of thing that just it just feels sleep deprived, I'd say.
Yeah, so there's a lot of reverb, real simple drum machine, and it's very bass driven. Every song is pretty much just driven by bass, and then everything is just added onto that.
Yeah, and the vocals add to the feeling of add to the dissonant feeling, because instead of going for a singing type singing, mainly what Anika does is more in the realm of 60s chanteuse stuff, I don't know, Nico or Jane Birkin.
Wash with reverb too.
Yeah, everything just in this gigantic echo chamber. But the thing is that the most important part about it is not that, but just that it's so detached feeling. It's takes the archetype of the coolly detached chanteuse and cranks that up to uncomfortable levels of again, she sounds sleep deprived. This song, I go to sleep maybe most of all.
It is the last track on the album before the dub version of Masters of War.
Yeah.
But it was actually a very, I don't know what word I was going to go for, but it was very striking, at least on the cover of Masters of War. Really the only other voice on the album is just a sample that's a minute and a half long of this Iraq war veteran talking about.
Yeah.
It's very pointed.
So that whole song is just it speaks to her background as a political journalist, but also I think it's though it might be a little bit obvious in the way that it brings up war, it's also doing that more than I think a lot of musicians are these days.
Yeah, pretty much every cover was just slightly darker.
Yeah, and also you mentioned the dub version of Masters of War. Just dub, really, I think dub is the handiest reference point as far as telling you how reverby this record is.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you going to give it?
Between 6 and a 7.
Yeah, me too. I don't like to go in between, so I'll have to round down to a 6, but it was a good 6.
I would have rounded up to a 7. So.
All right. And now we'd like to talk to you about the things we've been listening to recently. You start.
I mean, just Arcade Fire, so I've been listening to that a lot. Revisiting Elliott Smith, but listening to, I can't think of the album name.
Sweet Root, did you say?
Yeah. Well, that's the third thing, is I've just been putting on Last FM, John Hopkins. It's good study stuff.
All right, the three albums I've been listening to most are Orchestral Maneuver in the Dark, Dazzle Ships. It's another like good political record, pretty experimental for its time. There's Lightning Bolt, Wonderful Rainbow, just pummeling rock, and like I cannot help but jam out every time I listen to it. And also I've been really digging the new Panda Bear album, Tomboy. I'd actually say I like it a little bit better than Person Pitch. So that's what we've been listening to. And also I would just like to remind you, if you're watching, that I have an account on Rate Your Music, or rateyourmusic.com. I'm Dr. Roy, Dr_Roy, and I've renovated the account. It's presentable now, and I'm posting to it more often. So if you're interested in more reviews, just go on there and take a look. All right, see you next week. We'll be doing another classic album review, The Clash's London Calling.
I'm excited.
See you then.